Hi, I'm Mo, and welcome to the Dark Heists Design Journal. This is the Build a Board Game podcast, YouTube channel, something. Today, I want to talk about designing a solo mode and instructions. They seem like two totally separate topics, but they kind of fall, and they seem like two totally separate topics, but they kind of build on each other. I love the cottage industry of how to play board game videos, but sometimes you got to work through a game. One of the best ways to understand a game is to play it in solo mode. So if a solo mode stays close enough to the real game, you can learn and teach the game. And if you can teach it, you can write it. As a designer, if you don't want to play solo mode, well, your game needs some work. Not every game has a solo mode. Not every game can have a solo mode. But if you can build a solo mode, you can learn more about your game and kind of get more playtests in. Not real playtests, but like checking for balance playtests. Nothing takes the place of real players running into your game and breaking it. When I was designing the solo mode for Dark Heists, I started with the best. I love Automa Factory solo mechanics, so I got into a bunch of Stone Miner games and played them solo. I also checked out some deck builders with solo mode. The one I had closest at hand was Dune Imperium, so I gave that a bunch of plays. So I ended up with a solo mode that's somewhere between Apiaries and Dune Imperiums. My solo mode emphasizes the race to get heists done and the take that. So the Automa and Dark Heist is coming for you. I figured out a way to have the Automa attack you if you don't attack it first. So in the spirit of the game, you want your deck or your gang to both be able to recruit and larceny, but you also want to do damage to the other players. In this case, the auto player. Now I love the word Automa, but I have to figure out if I can use it legally or if it's copyrighted or something. For now, auto player works just fine. Another thing that's come up is the question, do I want the auto player in the two-player game? Obviously, you need the auto player for solo mode, but sometimes the two-player game might need a little more tension, might need to be tighter. Dune Imperium does that. Do I want to do that? I'm thinking about it. But the Automa or the auto player is working, which allows me to see in concrete, not from doing it from memory or aspiration, how does this game work, and write that down. Currently, I'm doing a draft of the instructions. We're not at our final icons, our final card design, or final anything, but people have started asking for instructions. When I do the teach, I kind of need a script. A lot of guys have these teach pages or first-time player guides, so I guess I should start writing that down too. Instructions are the secret sauce of a game. It's how and why some games fail and others succeed. At best, they do this magical thing of inspiring play. At worst, people see them and say, it's too hard. I'll play something else. Honestly, I'm grinding through other people's instructions to figure out what's great and what's not. I've already designed a new game. I don't need to reinvent the wheel with instructions. I'm very happy with regular instructions for regular people. I like Dune Imperium's instructions. The themey cover page, the box contents, the game setup, the instructions, some basic strategies, FAQ, and then the index of symbols. Bish bash bosh. My problem is I like to write, so I'm trying to not only explain the game, but also reduce and refine the language to not be so wordy, to get to the point, but still be evocative. I feel like I'm suffering from those college classes that had me write 10 pages on what should Hamlet do? I mean, he should kill his uncle. He's a wimp. It's 2B in Act 1. It's not even a question. Like I said, I like digressions. And then I need to find somebody to lay it out, because layout is not my gifting. I've engaged my designer, Guillermo Clerch. He's designing the cards and the symbols and all that stuff, so the instructions won't be pretty for a while. But that's where we are today. Thanks for joining me in my design journal.